What is Sulfur? Sulfur is a roguelike extraction game where you're basically getting from point A to point B, going through various enemies and collecting loot upon the way. The story is basically you are a father or a priest of a church, and one day you let in a older woman who turns out to be a witch, and she kidnaps or kills a bunch of your followers and just destroys your entire world basically. So you try to follow her and get your revenge throughout the game. Now, what is this challenge? In Sulfur, every gun you have has a rank. It always starts at 0, and the more enemies you kill, the more XP you get for the gun, ranking it up. Ranking up a gun can allow you to put oils and scrolls on it. Oils can modify a gun to give it, let's say, more damage or faster reload speed, while scrolls go a more elemental approach. So this challenge not only disables the uses of oils and scrolls, but it makes it so I have to have a constant supply of guns for when my guns rank up. The rules to this challenge are pretty simple. If the gun ranks up to rank 1, then I can't use it to kill anyone. If the XP of the gun goes past rank 1, but I didn't kill anyone after the rank, I'm not going to count that as a fail. I'm going to keep going. I think we covered all the bases with that, and let's get straight to the gameplay. To start, we have the tutorial, which I'm going to skip. Basically, the necklace talks to you a bunch and tells you the origin and what you need to do to get through the game. As a sort of game plan to this challenge, what I did is I decided to use melee a lot more than my guns, so they wouldn't level up and I could save a really good gun throughout all of the cave. Although, what I quickly realized is using melee a lot means I make a lot of mistakes for a melee opponent, making it so I need a lot of food if I want to continue to do this. I would then come across 2 pieces of armor. One was a firefighter jacket with more armor and fire resistance, while the other one was a police vest, which had less armor but had more pistol damage. I decided to go with the firefighter jacket because I was doing a melee build and was not using my guns at all. One thing I noticed is the more fights I got in, I realized how much damage I was taking. I needed a lot of food if I was going to keep doing this. So what I had to do is I had to start using my gun more often so I wouldn't take as much damage and die. I then blew up a wall, and inside I found a spring coil boot, which gave me more jump power, move speed, and armor, which was great if I wanted to run around my opponent and be a melee build. Enemies also have special effects, like this one here leaves an ice pool behind, and that's mostly good for me because he does slow down the enemies a lot. But it also gives them more health, and there's a lot of different effects. As I'm smashing some barrels for loot, I find a Resnick BMD, which is a barrel that lowers my spread, which would be great. In this room, I grab every single mushroom I can because I know that I need all these mushrooms if I'm going to keep being melee. Here, I use the cooking pot to use all the ingredients that I found to make good food. Then I found the Scholar, which is one of the many NPCs which you can buy stuff from. The Scholar usually does oils and scrolls, so he's not really good for me at all in this run. I sell my police vest to the Scholar so I can get money in case there's another NPC which sells a gun later on. After clearing this room, I decided to cook some more food and then sort my inventory and keep going. Then, being loot hungry, I decide to go to the other side of this room in case there's any loot over there, and then miss the jump on the way back, losing a quarter of my HP. Then, as I'm clearing out all these babies, one of them drops a Mossman, which could not have been better timed because I was about to rank up on my pistol. After going through more rooms, getting hurt a lot, which I shouldn't be, and getting lots of loot like nature scroll and lots of other oils, which will be great because they are very small and compact but can sell for a lot of money. As I'm clearing this room, I come across this guy, which when he jumps sends a shockwave around him, which I need to jump over in order to not take damage. It does a good amount of damage, and it's really annoying, especially if I'm trying to melee fight him, so I just shoot him. But it gives me a lot of XP on my gun, which was bad. Luckily, he does drop a car stereo, which I go over to this guy and sell everything I need to sell, including that, which gives me a good amount of money in case there's guns later on. In this room, I am faced with two mages and the big guy from before. Not only that, but my shotgun ranks up before I can fight the big guy. So I have to melee attack him and lose lots of health just throughout this entire room. After I fill up the amulet, I decide to leave immediately because I don't have a gun in order to use. So I go back and I sell my guns in order to buy more. I then decide to repair all of my armor and sort my inventory before going into the caves again. Then, in the same room as before, I go to the other side for loot. I think I'm so smart, hitting the cliff so I don't fall off just to jump and fall off. Then I accidentally found out you can climb these waterfalls, which I then fall, and then go back and climb them again just to encounter two shooting guys and nothing else. So complete waste of time and health. I try to be smart and use a proximity mine to get both of the archers, but I only get one. Whatever this was happened, skeletons fell through the mushroom, and I thought they fell through the map. Then, after killing this guy and going into this room, I get jam and another gun. Great find. Here, I get caught on a ladder, and I die because I couldn't get off the ladder. But even if I did survive that, I would have had to restart the entire thing because I would have killed the archer with the Beck, which had ranked up. After I died, I collected the money from the congregation and then bought a gun, which was $1,500. That's a lot. After entering the caves again, guess what I see? Somewhere where I can jump to, and then fall. And then my game crashes. I guess this game doesn't like it when I fall. The game, being nice I guess, let me keep my gun and my ammo, and everything else I had on me before my game crashed. After killing this archer, I decide to try and make this jump over and over and over again, and then I realize there's nothing up there. Here I get 9 red mushrooms, which I can use to make a health potion, and then fight this randomly appearing spear guy, and he drops a safety vest, which I put on. After going to the next level, I fight a baby in the elemental archer, which I didn't do too bad in, but I got hit by the baby. Then I make the health potion, which will heal 100 health. After killing the archer and the baby, I find this guy, who has 2 guns, which I can't buy because I don't have enough money. Then I come across 2 mages and an archer, which the mages look like they're hitting each other, but after I kill the archer, my gun ranks up. Then I go back to the merchant to sell my gun and hopefully get another one. But he restocked, I guess, and he had a shotgun. After, I progress to level 3 of the games, and I encounter these two, which they do way more damage than they should have. And then I get these mushrooms and get a police hat. While looting this area, I get jump scared by some skeletons. I think I screamed. In this next room, I fight 5 babies, shoot an archer, and then a spearman appears, and he spawns a random kid who then gets shot in front of my eyes from an archer. Along the travels that we've already gone through, I've been cooking lots of food, mostly with mushrooms, and I haven't really been talking about it because I feel like it's boring and I don't want to bore you guys with that stuff. So just along the way, I've been cooking food with mostly mushrooms and other stuff to make sure I don't die. After killing this baby, me and this guy have an awkward moment before I continue on. After killing this archer, my mossman levels up, which made me realize I don't know how the XP in this game works, because I didn't use a shotgun at all, yet it got XP and ranked up, so I would have to take in consideration how the XP actually works, which I figure out through the rest of the video. After meleeing these guys and seeing that my mossman is still gaining XP, I decide to pull out a grenade and try to hold that while I'm meleeing to see if that stops the XP gain on my shotgun. After going to the next level, I open up this wall and get high quality elf shoes which have coyote time, which is really nice. What coyote time is that it basically, if I were to step off this ledge, here I'm like floating. So I have for 0.2 seconds, so I have 0.2 seconds of stepping off the ledge before actually making the fall. What I basically said there was that coyote time is basically a timer between when I step off a edge and I would start falling. It gives me that much time before I start falling. So I have 0.2 seconds after I step off an edge before I actually start falling. After killing some more enemies, I head into this room and find a gun and some pajamas. I finally make it to the blood thing, and it glitches out because of the sword animation, I guess. After going to the next level, I go into this room and find a chest with a shotgun, so I'm doing great on guns so far. In this room, there was a ton of enemies, and one of them had a exploding effect, so after I kill him, they explode. But luckily, it was the archer. But if it was one of those babies, I probably would have taken a lot more damage than I had. Going into this next room, I get jump scared by how many enemies there were, but luckily, I'm pretty sure everyone but 2 were just peaceful, I guess. After looting the room, I find an assault scope and a gun crank, so I put them both on my salamander, and it was kind of stupid because I didn't have any ammo for it, but it worked out later. Then I make some food before heading into this, I want to say mini boss, which was kind of hard. soon as... After killing the last one, my salamander ranks up. So that was okay. What do you mean it ranked up? See, I mean, stuff like that is so... After going to the next level, I kill these guys, and they drop a sulfur cap, and they have a scroll of embers in the next room, which will be great for when I sell them. As I'm breaking my way into the next room, a barrel drops another gun, which is great. But as I'm fighting the people in the room, my monster ranks up, so I already have to use my new gun. After killing some more guys, I find this guy again, which is still really annoying because they have a lot of health, they have basically armor, and it takes up a lot of ammo, which doesn't really matter too much in this challenge, but in general is really annoying. Guess who I find in the next room? Same guy. And as I'm fighting him and some other guys, I see a baby go through a wall. That's fine, I guess, you know. I didn't expect my enemies to abide by the rules of physics anyway, you know? Just don't care. In this room, I find another merchant, which is great because I can sell everything I have in my inventory that I can sell, which is all my guns, all my oils, and all my scrolls, which will give me a lot of money. In the next room, there's a bunch of enemies, and I take way more damage than I should have while missing almost every shot. Like, I swear it's going outside this way. Then I sell my gun because it was only one more kill away from ranking up. In this room, I figure out that this gun is full auto shotgun and is actually kind of nasty, which I was like, okay, I gotta save this for the boss, if it's this one. After getting to the last level, I decided to head back to the church because I only had half XP bar left on my only gun, and I didn't want to lose everything, including my, like, $8,000. I sort my inventory and buy every kind of ammo because I know I'll need almost all of these for the amount of guns I'll be using. After checking this guy's inventory, I buy this gun and then later decide to buy the bow because it did 400 damage and would be great for the boss. After going back into the caves, I fight some more enemies and find another gun and a shirt. After I finally put it together that melee kills still give me XP, I might as well just shoot the gun instead of going for melee, and I'll take less damage that way. I find one of these and decide to take 500 coins in case I need to buy another gun later on. After finding this NPC, I decided to sell my oils and scrolls because I need money. In this next room, I find a few babies and they just keep coming, and then the barrel explodes, and then my gun ranks up after killing the last guy. I then decide to go back to the NPC so I can sell my shotgun. That was a lot of money. In this room, I see a dog, and I kill him. And then I go over to the door and break a barrel, and I get a badass vest, which is great because I think those sell for a good amount. And then I go to the next room. After entering this room, I look behind me and I see a chest which gives me an oil so I can sell. And then I decide to be super careful and this time not fall when I go over to this place, and I get a sandwich, I think. I then went into the room of instant appearing, I guess, and they just appear in front of my face and then behind me. And then in the next room, I turn a corner and there's like 5 guys. In this room, a dog had poison behind it, so it killed like every other thing in there, and it was like 2 taps, so pretty easy room. The chest only had like a green tunic in it, so not that good. In the next room, I come across this scary dog, so I just mag dump it, and it drops a muzzle, which I put on the gun that I'm gonna use after this gun. I then encounter Script. I sell my gun and my vest. I buy 2 more guns and then change out my armor for the breastplate, which had like 15 armor. It was so good. After going into the next level, I am scared to go into this room because of the ticking bomb on the baby. But I kill him, kill some more guys, and then a lava baby then comes, which killed the rest of the guys, but it was pretty hard to kill. It took me like 20 seconds. Then I fail parkour for 15 seconds. It's like some of these things are just impossible to get. Then I find this guy and I buy an SMG. And then I have like no money left. Then after killing these 2, guess who decides to show up out of nowhere? Yep, everyone's favorite guy. And then the baby jump scares me too. And so then I either miss or hit wood on like every single shot I put in this guy. So it takes like 30 bullets. And my gun ranks up, so I have to switch it for the other one. Then I get the blood thing again, but the animation glitches again because of the sword. Then as I'm killing this baby, they just knock down their castle or whatever for no real reason. Then I progress to the next level and find the biggest archer ever, and I try to be smart, putting down a proximity mine to kill the 3 that spawn after I kill it, but it only kills 1, so basically useless. And then I take some damage that I should not have taken from the last archer. Then I try some more stupid stuff. Maybe I can break through down. Gosh, it has some recoil. Something I can't control. That's loud. Oh my gosh, maybe I can't control. I'll show you. Yeah, that's so low. After repairing my shoe because it was broken, I decide I'm a parkour master and then fail the 3rd jump I make. And then get mad at myself. What am I doing? Then I go back to blow up the wall just to go past it, go to the very end, and then miss it on the way back because I'm so small-minded. Oh gosh. Guess where I end up back at? Yep, this guy. The most annoying person ever. Luckily, the SMG I had was a beam and just absolutely destroyed the first guy, and the other guy stood around for a while. I can't use that. After going to the next level, I go over to this side, finally making a jump for once in my life, and find lots of food, a boot, and another gun, which was just great. Another gun, that's perfect. In here, I fight a lot of babies and 2 mages, and I'm pretty sure on the 4th level, there's always that mini-boss or boss, and then on this level right after, there's always like 2 mages. But I don't know, it's just like a pattern I've seen. You wanna come close, don't you? Then one of the mages drops a laser sight, which I decided to put on my bow for the boss later on. After looting this room, I found a chest which had a weird gun. It looked pretty good though, it had good damage and other stats. After killing this guy with my shotgun, it brings up, so I switched to the other gun I just got, and it looks kind of weird, and then the dog chopped a sulfur cap. I'm not even worrying about mushrooms. Then, I miss a grenade on the wall, so I have to use another one. After fighting a few more enemies, I go to the next level. After moving my bow to my inventory so I can fight the boss, it says it's rank 1 on the bottom left, but in my inventory it says it's rank 0. I think it's just a visual glitch, but it's actually rank 0. I don't know how. It says rank 1, but it says rank 0 here. It says the same thing. I want to say it's a visual glitch. So, if you guys come, I'm just not gonna count. Okay. I can't. See, now it's nice here. Yeah, I'm good. Phase, really? Suitcase. Okay. After finally beating that boss, which wasn't really hard, just really annoying, I guess, because of the mud and the enemies that flew in. But it dropped a beck and a suitcase, which the suitcase was annoying to make room for, but it wasn't that bad. How big is it? 3x4. 2x5. After making room in my inventory, I head up and I finish the challenge for the first part. Yep. There you go, first one done. After I make it back to town, I sell every gun that's above rank 1, and then I just get stuff I'll need for the next one, which will be the next part. I also sort my inventory and put a scope on my gun for the next part. Part 2 will probably be released in a few weeks, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let me know in the comments if it was good or if I should change some stuff or any other games to play.